Hey guys, everybody, how are you guys doing? I hope everybody can hear me. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. I really appreciate. Let me know right now in the comment section if you can hear me. I know I'm in a public place right now, so you might hear a lot of noises going on right here. But I just want clarity from you guys if you can hear me. If you can hear me, then it's good because we're about to communicate. We're about to share ideas. We're about to end this year, 2023, with this note. All right. This might be the last stream of this year, or it might not be. It also depends. But I'd like to hear from you guys. If you're joining me right now, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know where you're joining from. It's very good. All right, sounds good. I appreciate the families right there. I see Reggie. I see John Khan and Sama. When I say no, thanks so much. All right. So let me know in the comment section where you're joining from, and also let me know in the comment section how do you spend the last days of 2023? How do you spend the last days of 2023? Let me know in the comment section. As a family, we need to start with that note. Let me know how do you spend these last days of 2023. Guys, we only have one day left. Today is 30 of 2020. December of 2023. That means we have only one day tomorrow. After that, we are going to be welcoming 2024, another brand new year, man. It has been a crazy year, it has been a long year, but I'm grateful that I'm here alive. Um, I had no idea. I had no assurance that I will be alive today, but I'm grateful with all the fights, with all the boldness and all the messages and all the anger. Sometimes I call it righteous anger, that we use this platform and say we always create a lot of enemies outside there, but we thank God because he's not done with us yet. We still have a purpose to carry, we still have something to do in this world, and I'm just excited to have this opportunity to stay here and to do my part. All right. That's the best thing you can do, that's the best thing we can do. All right, so let me know how do you spend your final days of 2023. um, let me know in the comment section. I'll read a little bit before we start diving into this topic of today. I know in the title, and in the thumbnail, it shows President William Ruto, but this is not the act that it's been done by only President William Ruto. There are countries like Ethiopia, they're doing that as well. I think Malawi as well has done that, brought people to Israel, and different countries across the continent. And I think it's the right time for us to address this thing that is going on in the continent. I think it's very important for us to address that and to find a proper solution to what is happening. All right, we see what is happening. It has been happening with Malawi, Kenya. It's happening right now. Ethiopia. It's happening that. And I think a lot of African countries are catching up, doing the same thing. And we as a people were able to sit down here and to actually find solutions to what is happening. All right, let me see. We have um, we have John Mwale say he's Valley Lusaka Zamora Center Africa. All right, that's good. It's not good. 2023 is dark for human being. I think you might be able to say the same thing in 2024 because as days goes on, man, things are getting harder. They're not getting better, are getting harder, and you might be able to say the same thing in the year to come as well. So yeah. If you guys are joining me right now, let me know where you're joining from. I'm joining from the continent. I'm in Tanzania right now, and I would like to spend my final days, um, of course, with family, but also just discussing about what I just put out here, sending Africans to work abroad. What are your thoughts, guys? I really honestly want to know and to hear your thoughts about what is happening in the continent right now. Malawi has started already sent people to Israel, African Malawians, to work there. And also, we see President William Ruto is about to send 10,000 Kenyans actually every next year to different countries abroad. He said Saudi Arabia, he said to Canada, he said to other countries outside there. But we also see the same thing with Ethiopia and so many other African countries actually are doing the same thing right now, sending our people all the way to abroad to work there. So I really want us to discuss about this. I really want us to share our thoughts and our opinion, your honest opinion about this. What do you think about this? Do you think it's the right move for our people? Do you think it's not a good move? Do you think yeah, what do you think about that? I really just want to know that before myself as well to share my opinion on that. Um, and if it is the right move, what next? And if it is the wrong move, then what should we do? Because I believe I know we'll have all sort of different opinions on this, especially if I am the person that I'm being sent, let's say, to Canada to work there. I might have different opinion because I've met Africans who, in their lifetime, they just want to go abroad. They're dying to go abroad, believing that there's a better opportunity and the lifestyle is good there, and they want to get out of Africa to just go abroad and to continue with their lives there. We have Africans who actually moved from the continent. They're in abroad right now, and they don't want to hear anything about Africa. They don't want to come back. So we have kind of like two different sides. And we have people who they say, you know what, yeah, I can go abroad and get visit, I can back home. Home is home, I need to be there. We have people who say, man, there's no opportunity in home. Government, they do nonsense. There's no job opportunities. There's nothing. So I'd rather go outside and find job opportunities somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So we have these two different sides. People who they don't really care about Africa. They don't want to be here. They're Africans, but they don't want to be here. And we have people who they want to be here no matter what. So I really want to know your honest opinion about the government take initiative sending our people to abroad to find job. Like, okay, we as a government, we have found job opportunities for you guys outside of Africa. All right, go there. We are sending you there to work. Go to Saudi Arabia, go to Canada, go to the US, go to wherever, go and work there. All right. Because we don't have any job opportunities for you here in the continent. We don't have any job opportunities here in Kenya. You 10,000 people, we cannot give you anything. We have nothing. We have failed. We cannot do anything. We have found the alternative for you guys to work somewhere else or go to abroad. All right, let me just pray real quick before I begin this session. God, I thank you for this afternoon, 2023, almost the final days. This is the final days of 2023. Thank you for granting us an opportunity to meet here, to sit here as a family, to talk about things that concern this continent. God, I pray that today you give us wisdom, understanding, and ability to navigate this journey together. And at the end of the day, to also figure out the ways out. How are we going to transform our people? How are we going to transform this continent? How are we going to create better opportunities to our people? And how are we going to develop? You know, I'm here to find solution, and I hope that I'll be part of the solution and not part of the problem. I invite you in this place. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. All right. So, okay, I'm just going to read your comments, guys, before I share my opinion. It's very important. I want to hear your opinion on this. So whatever opinion you have in your heart, do not hesitate to drop down in the comment section, because we need to share our opinion. All right. Anyways, so I'll read those opinions. I have Adane Ndukwe. He says that politicians to have enough to eat, those sent abroad to work will be the one to come and challenge them. The government is selfish and evil. All right. Okay. That is Adane Ndukwe opinion. I appreciate your opinion. We have Stefan Mumbwani. He says Kenya, its export of service, and in the process we build capacity. Did you know that they are the Kenyans in diaspora that are running good fraction of real estate in Kenya? All right. So Stephen Mumbwai, your opinion on this is that it's export of services, and in the process we build capacity. Okay. All right. So Stephen Mumbai, basically you agree with what is happening because you are exporting services, and by what you mean by services is human services, right? Exporting human services, Kenyans to abroad, and in the process will build capacity in home. And you say that there's a lot of Kenyans diaspora in outside of Kenya who are actually building real estates in Kenya, actually giving back to the country, to the continent. Okay, that's a really valid point, Stephen Mumbwani. That's really valid point. And I think I see your point. And I think it's not just in Kenya, but I've witnessed in different countries, Africans, even in Nigeria as well. I've witnessed Nigerians going all across the you know, this world, and and going back home to invest as well. I have a couple of friends who are doing that, so I see your point. So but your stance, Stephen, is that you think it's the nice move to send our people back home, I mean outside of Africa, to be employed there, to work for um to work for colonizers, and to come back home to invest whatever they get out of there. I think that's really good point. Good point. So, guys, okay, if you're joining right now, I'm just going to read your comments about this move of African leaders or African governments sending our people to abroad to actually work there. All right, Kenya is about to send 10,000 Kenyans in the every January to go to different countries like Saudi Arabia, Canada, and other countries to work there. Malawi has already sent people, I think, to Israel. And also we have Ethiopia as well, sending people outside, and other African countries. I believe we'll see a lot of African leaders doing the same thing, sending our people away to work there for colonizers and to build their lives. Yeah. So I really want to hear your thoughts and your opinion on this. Yeah. So if you have an opinion, if you have thoughts, I don't hesitate to drop down. I'll be here reading before start sharing my own as well. Ephraim says that why not create an Africa job instead of sending them? Again, Ephraim is asking, and I think it's a very valid question. Why not creating jobs in Africa instead of sending these people away to work for colonizers or for masters out there? Why? I think it's a pretty good question, Ephraim, what you're asking. Why not creating jobs in Africa but sending our people away? So statistically, every single year, there's a creation of only 3 million jobs in Africa. While every single year you have over 10 million youth that are applying for jobs. This is statistically that only creation of 3 million jobs in the entire continent of Africa, 54 different countries. But you have more than 10 million people, Africans young, all every single year graduating and seeking for jobs. So if that number is correct, that means you have 7 million Africans who do not have job every single year. And the solution that our government, our people are coming up with is taking the 7 million Africans and sending them to abroad to work for colonizers and to sustain their lives and possibly to invest in the continent as well. Guys, I'm just giving yeah. All right. All right. Okay. So why, Ephraim is saying, why not creating jobs in Africa instead of sending them away? That's a valid question. And you guys, I want you guys to answer that as well. Why not creating and sending them away? I want us to answer together all these questions. Reggie says, my question is, why did these foreign nations need Africans? Don't they have their own people that can do the work? All right. So I think Reggie also has a valid question. Why do these foreign nations need Africans? Does they not have their own people to work for them? And I think, Reggie, I think the other fair question that we'll ask on top of that is that, are these foreign nations actually requested for our people to go and to work there for them, or um, or our government, they're the one that requested for our people to go there? I think we have to think about this. When you see news like this, Malawian president sent a couple thousand people to Israel to work there. Now President William Ruto is going to send 10,000 next year to go to abroad. Yeah, did these countries actually requested for the people to go there, or our governments, our leaders, they actually cut down some deal to send our people to their countries and to work there for them? So according to what I've listened from President Ruto, it seems like he actually requested for him to send people to this country to work for them. So there's those two questions. Um, and also, you cannot request if you don't know what they need. So basically, these countries, maybe they have shortage of human capital, and they need human capital from Africa because you have a lot of youth who do not have job. I told you guys, every single year you have 10 million Africans who are seeking for job, and the continent only provides for 3 million people. Only 3 million people in the continent. So you have like 7 million African youth who do not have anything, right? So yeah, I don't know, man. The feeling about this is really off. Like, it's just the feeling about like, okay, let me just read your questions first. I mean, read your comments first before I share with you guys what I feel about this. It almost feels like, the times of slave trade, right? You take Africans from the continent and then you spread them in this triangle trade. Some of them they went to Caribbean, some of them they went to United States and America to actually work for masters there, right? And we all know what happened after that. They have a lot of black people all across the world, but their ancestors they were actually taken as a slave from the continent and spread all across the world. All right. So and back then, remember this that back then, why did they do that? Actually, these masters they came to an agreement with our leaders, with our chiefs, with our king. All right, they made some deals to take our people. Those people were strong, they were intelligent enough to go to work for them. They made a deal with them, and our people were taken away to go to work for the masters outside of the continent. And that's one of the things that diaspora or African descendants that they are outside of continent, they're still having something in their heart. They don't love it because they feel like they were sold. They were sold by our people. Because when they went there, I believe there were people who expected to see heaven on earth. But when they went there, they experienced something very different. They saw people being killed. They saw, I mean, there are women being raped, being mistreated in all kind of ways. And they're like, oh my goodness, I thought I was coming here to actually have an opportunity, but I'm being mistreated, but I'm not being treated well, right? So it created a lot of resentment. And until right now, you have people who African descendants who they did not even wish to come back to the continent because uh, they see themselves as a victims to what the continent did to them. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest, when I look at what happened in the past, slavery, how it happened, and how it happened right now in this case, to be honest, to be very honest with you guys, I do not see the difference. I don't see the difference. So because most of Africans, when we go abroad, I don't know, we think like there's a better life out there. We think that there's a heaven on earth. We'll see just milk and honey and we'll enjoy life. But the reality on the ground is very different. Most of us we go out there and then we end up working in the toilets. We end up working in all these, shitty jobs out there. And we realize that, oh my goodness, there's no place like home. I'd rather go back home and work in the toilet at home, but not working somewhere. So to be honest, and what kind of jobs are these people going to work there? These are kind of questions that we can ask ourselves. All right, I don't want to give my opinion before reading yours, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read. Ahmed Ali says, "I think it's good movement. All right, as long as they will work in a decent entities." Oh my God, and they will benefit themselves and their country. Okay, so Ahmed Ali, you have a condition that you think this is a good move, man, as long as they work in a decent entity. So you say this, basically you're saying that if they have good opportunities to work in the good entities, then it's good for these people to be sent away. All right. As long as they benefit themselves, their families, and their countries. Okay, that's good. Guy Pai Victor, you say, thank you very much. I've just joined now. So I would like to know which kind of work are they going to do there? That's a good question, Guy Pai. That's a good question. I have the same question as well. If imagine this, you have Africans in the continent, and in the continent right now, we have a lot of colonizers companies, right? Most of the companies you find in South Africa, in Tanzania, in Kenya, you find that they're owned by them. And the workers in these all those top positions, if you talk about five top positions, you can rarely find black people or Africans in the organization. But you find Africans, working as a secretary. If you go to the cafe like this or restaurant, you find Africans working as a waiter and waitress. Man, I went to South Africa and I was shocked because everywhere that I went, and especially those expensive places, I found only black people working as a waiter, as a waitress, cleaning toilet, cleaning floors, cashier or secretary. But you'll never find a boss like that unless you own your own company. So if that is what is happening in our own continent, in our countries, if we cannot take those good positions and work there for our people, do you think you will go to another country like Canada, like Saudi Arabia, and work as a boss there in their company. I don't see that happening. I went to Qatar and I went to the airport. That Qatar, if you go to Qatar, you might think that you are in Africa's airport. That's what you think. Because at the airport, I found Africans everywhere. I found Kenyans everywhere at the airport of Qatar. The same thing in Dubai. The same thing in Germany. I went to Germany at the airport. I saw Africans working at the airport. Yeah, it's a job opportunities and they pretty much earn a lot of money than here in our continent. But those are kind of jobs that Africans are going to work there. Let's not go ahead of ourselves. We must admit that if Africans cannot find decent jobs in Africa, you know the reason why Malema is very furious with South Africa and all companies because he always says this that why I cannot find white people working as a waitress or as a waiter. Why can I find? Why only black men has to work in these ugly looking jobs and the master has to be white, but Africans has to be slaves working there in our own continent. What do you expect when you go to their country that you need to apply for visa to work? First of all, I've been to so many countries, and even for them, they have unemployment situation. Let me tell you the truth, guys. Unemployment problem is not only in Africa. In the countries, the unemployment situation. You know, so they're not gonna hire you there in the office. No, you're going to work as a slave somewhere else. And sadly, a lot of our people are okay with that as long as they earn money. They're okay with that. There's anyways, okay, I'll share with that with you guys that a little bit later. Okay, let me read other comments. Oh my god. And so what kind of job are they gonna work there, Guy Pi Victor? I'm telling you, do not expect anything if you're not being treated well in your own country. Do you think they're going to value you in their country? Okay, we have, see China, see United States, Canada, Korea, Japan, or anywhere. You will not see black, in Saudi Arabia or Qatar, whatever. You will not see black people being treated well. You not see. Just you being black is the gateway for you to be mistreated anywhere in this world. Sadly, even in our own continent. And to be honest, our politicians have failed that. You can't call them leaders. They don't deserve to be called leaders. They have failed that in our own continent. So you think about that. If that is happening here, is it going to be different somewhere else? If we fail to create system that embrace our own people in the continent, do you think we can manage our people being mistreated outside of the continent? We are not a good example of treating each other better in our own continent. If you go to a restaurant like this, you see a white man coming in, how that white man will be treated with you African, it's worse. You're not going to believe it. And those are your own people because the system, it's not only outside, but even inside is undermining our people like that. So I cannot have expectation to that. No. For me, I lived in Korea for 9 years. I have seen, like, even when you go to apply for a job, the priority is for their local people to have positions. So if you're black and you want to apply for a job in Korea, you must find a job that is related to your country. Even if you started, let's say I studied economics, you cannot you cannot go and work in the Korean company job with that position unless if they need someone from your country. They have to make sure that everybody in the country, the local people who needs that job, they get their job and you are the last option. You understand that? You are the last option. They'll only use you if they want connection to your country, with your country. But in the continent, it's not the same thing. In the continent, they don't even want to hire you. You come like in the country, like non-speaking English country like Tanzania, people speaking Swahili, but they'll still not hire you. They'll hire somebody who do not even speak the language. Because wherever they go, they always care about their race first. But you only have Africans who do not care about that. Think like we're angels or something like that. All right, John Wallace says, set up factories to reduce importing finished product and services, create job and reduce the brain drain. Africa is rich in mineral and land. I love that, John Wallace. John Wallace is actually giving us a solution that, all right, You know what? So basically, I believe that you are opposing this shortcut solution, sending our people outside to work for the colonial master to develop their. Because this, let me tell you this: these people who are being sent to their country are not people without expertise, without skills, without knowledge. No, you can't send those people to those countries to work there. No, these people are the brain of Africa. Let me tell you this, man. These people have been sent away, the brain of Africa. You can't just take like anyone, someone who do not even know how to work, don't have any skills, cannot speak the language, take them, bring. No, these people are the brain of Africa. Have been sent away. 10,000 Kenyans are not just Kabila Lassa people. No, they are smart and have been sent away to work for the colonial masters to develop their countries, to develop colonial masters' country. So think about it. So this brain drain is not just by scholarship that a lot of our people are going out there. You know, all those smart people have been taken away and they don't want to come back because they get job as soon as they graduate there. Now you even take other brain, you bring them there to work for the colonial master. What are you gonna left with in your country, in your own country? And then you brag saying that we've created job opportunities, 10 million people going to work abroad. That's not creating job opportunities, that's selling your own people. That's just a new way of slave trade. That's a new way of slavery. That's the new way of trafficking, human trafficking. That's a new way. It's just legal. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that happened during colonization. It's happening today. I don't see different. So John Wally, I love the solution that instead of because if you bring these few men to China, what do you think they're gonna do there? They're gonna be brought to factories. Man, I went to Korea. I told you, I even had to go to a factory to work one day, and I ran away. Because when you work like slave for 24/7, and the whole night you start working from 7, you end up at 6 a.m. in the morning. You are tired, you're exhausted. I met there people have been working for 10 years. Man, when you look at these people, they are old, but they're only 30 years. Look at them, and they look like they're 50s because of kind of work they're working. Not only that, but in all these factories, man, the chemicals. I had friends who died because of those chemicals. You will not find a lot of local people working there. The local people who are working there, they're old people who are waiting for their time to die. But you only find youth Tanzanians with skills, they have degrees, they're working in these factories. Why don't you, John Wally say, why don't you create factories in Africa? Reducing importing finished product from outside and using your own people to run those factories. Why? Why don't you industrialize our countries and using our human services, um, to work there? Here's a good question. Because whatever that is happening right now is shortcuts. I studied abroad, yes, but at the same time, I'm thinking like, okay, study abroad is good. You get to learn a lot of stuff and everything, but a lot of us want to go to study abroad because we don't have good education in the country. So imagine the education system in your country using the British system, right? Would you rather study in your country or would you rather go and study in the UK and using the same system? I'd rather go start there because it'd be much better than studying in my own country. You understand? And that's what is happening. So all the time we look at all these shortcuts. Are you gonna send all of your people abroad? That's how you're going to tackle your unemployment, problem in your country. But sometimes I'm looking at these politicians and how they brag about it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is where we are at. Anyways, I don't know. Barack Yusuf, I don't know why you this guy he might not. Why your nose are big and flat? Why your president buy his people to Saudi? I'm asking the same question. Man, some other question you just need to ask God. Why are you asking me, Barack Yusuf? If I would see your nose here, I'll ask you the same question. Ahmed Ali said, you are right. I have been in Kenya for a while and I can see people struggling to get well-paid job. Unfortunately, if you don't have connection, you won't be able to get it. That's true. Catherine Hellman is saying, what is wrong with the leaders using the vast amount of land that Africa is blessed with for organic farming factories creating produce from the land has produced? Exactly. I went to a couple of African countries. Man, I find bare land everywhere. But we are not ready to utilize this bare land. And most of bare land in Africa are owned by non-Africans. Owned by non-Africans. Man, like George Bush, he owned a lot of land here in my country. All right, if you go anywhere, Bill Gates, he owns a lot of lands all across the continent of Africa. And they're just their bare land. They just keep it there for some time, you know. My region where I'm coming from, almost they say the quarter of the place is owned by this one guy. This one guy. Sometimes even your house might be owned by someone else in your own country. But government is not, I mean, is not utilizing that enough to create job opportunities for our people. And rather we're just sending our people away. Kathleen, that is really good question what you ask. And I hope leaders are watching this and understanding this. And then you know, man, politicians, they always have answers to all questions. That's one of the strength part of politicians. Even if I have politician here today, I mean, I was watching William Ruto talking about these 10,000 people sent to all those foreign countries to work. You listen to him, man. And, you know, if you don't think critically, probably I say this, man, 2024 is the year of excellence. Excellence, it means in everything we must be excellence, even in thinking. You can't just listen to somebody say something and then agree that, oh, at least we're creating. It's not at least. We cannot settle for anything less than your value. You can't say at least and settle for that. No, it has to be absolutely best, and we must set on that best. We must create the best opportunities for our people, and this is not best. This is running away from your problems. It's like somebody dying before his age. You're running away from your duties. We have to take care of our own people. Otherwise, this is no different with looking for loans and aids from outside. You have issues in your country, and you're finding a master to solve your issue. Man, I'm telling you that is messed up mindset that Africans do have, and that's why we cannot lead ourselves. We need somebody else to take care of our issues. Now, even our people. I'm telling you, man, I'm linking this with slave trade, how it happened, because we sold our people to go to work for the masters there, believing that they'll come back, and they never came back. They were killed, they were raped, they were held as hostages there for 50, 60, 70 years. Our people are there. It's the same thing happening today. Same thing. Most of our people who are going to Saudi Arabia, all those countries, for ladies, they just like they work in, they're like nannies. They're working inside jobs. And we shared here news of one of the Kenyan lady who was really mistreated, not even worse than an animal. She's like 20 something years of age. She came back, looked like she's baby, like she's elder because of what Saudi Arabia did to her. Then today you're sending people legally like that. Your own people. Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know how our politicians think about this. You'll never find if America will send their own people to Africa to work here, you know where they work? They're directors of the companies. They really work. They really work. Even when they come to volunteer here. They don't just volunteer, they see opportunities, they take something away from you. All right. Godwin Koroma said, if the home education is not fit for purpose, have you studied the North Korean model? Are you talking of professionals in needful areas like health, engineers, etc.? Man, by the way, I was not in North Korea. So North Korea, you cannot just go like that. I was in South Korea. So if home education is not fit for purpose, have you studied so I believe you're saying South Korea, right? Where I studied. Model, are you talking of professionals in needful areas like that? And I'll tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. Even South Korean education as well is not preparing people to create or to start their own companies. No, it's not. And like, I mean, I've been in that country. I started there with all of those. It's all about memorizing and passing your exam and having good grades and finding a better job in Samsung, Hyundai, Kia, LG, and all those top companies. It's about that. So the same thing here in our country. The system is not creating people to be innovative, to be creative, to create their own companies once they graduate from the universities. It's creating us to be job seekers. And that's why even our countries are sending our people away to seek for jobs outside instead of staying in the country and utilizing this virgin land that we have and creating opportunities, creating job opportunities for our people in the company. I mean, in the country. So even that's the problem I have with education. We need to change. We see the problem. Africa, we have the problem for unemployment. Why don't we change the system and teaching our people how to be entrepreneur? Why don't we add these kind of classes in our? It has to be mandatory. People to learn how to be entrepreneur. People to be entrepreneur. People to know how to farm. People to know like to really do these activities that can actually bring about a lot of money profit to their lives. That's the thing I have with the education here. Reggie said it may not be like chattel slavery, but I can see that they will be paid well for their services. Absolutely. I think I said a little bit extreme to say, it's kind of like slavery, but I'm only saying that because of what happened in the past, because colonizers came and say, you know what, give us some people, they're going to work for us, we'll pay them and all this stuff. Oh, they got some things in return, so they sold them away. Today, yes, you have your own government funding opportunities where people go outside and work for the masters, and for whatever reason that is there. Because obviously these people, they need people to work for them. Those people, they don't want to work these, shitty jobs in their companies. No, they want to be bosses. They want to send someone, not go and do something. Go and who to send is African. So for me, yeah, it's even almost impossible, for you an African to create your own company there and to prosper unless you come back in the continent and do that. It's almost impossible because the system will just reject you. We just reject you. The system will want you to work under someone and to be like that. I cannot read this your name, but I think she's an Ethiopian. She says, "We are sitting in a gold mine, yet we want to go abroad looking for a job." Those countries won't be existed if it wasn't for Africa. Come on, man. This comment deserves to be here on the screen. Look at that. They say, we are sitting in a gold mine, yet we want to go abroad looking for jobs. Those countries won't be existed if it wasn't for Africa's resources. Africa, wake up. It's our time. Let's shine in our continent. This is what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Funding for opportunities outside of Africa is ridiculous because most of those countries already utilize their resources, already utilize their opportunities, and they're running out of those opportunities. Therefore, they're coming to Africa to utilize our land, our opportunities. We are sending our people going to abroad to search for jobs, and they are coming to our continent, making jobs here for our people to work. It's crazy. Like it's crazy and it's messed up mentality. Always looking for a solution somewhere else where we could find opportunities and solutions here in the land. It's crazy. I don't get it. Because we're sending our people away to find a job, to work for a masters, and they are coming to our continent and they are creating jobs and they're working here and we are working for them in our continent. It's crazy. And it's wow. I mean, the Bible says, my people are perished because of lack of knowledge. And I see this in Africa all the time. Sending your people outside to work for them while they're coming in your continent and utilize your land. Man, there's opportunity everywhere in the continent. That's why I moved back to the continent. Opportunities are everywhere. We can create jobs for our people to work. We just need to invest in our people because our people have abilities, our people have understanding. We need to train them. We need to give them education that will help them to be entrepreneur, to really lead, to really guide some stuff, but not really us working for them. Our people can do that in the continent. I can do that. We can do that. There's opportunities everywhere. You can everywhere I go, everywhere I look, it's money. It's money everywhere. Oh my God. Godwin Koroma said, "What have you learned from Professor Lumumba?" Well, this is a question that is outside of this topic, but I'll give it to you. So I think what I learned from Professor Lumumba, they're very minor things. Apart from I can say all this, about his mind, how his mind thinks and everything. I had an opportunity to sit next to him for hours and talk to him, and I admire how he's really smart. I think a lot of people they they see that he's a smart guy, but he's more smarter than you think, and you could see that like his integrity on the screen is actually behind the scene as well when you're not in the screen. I remember this one meeting we were having with different guys, and all of those are influential in their countries. And they're just asking about this new organization that he started. And it was like, hey, why not getting money from there? We can actually come up with this proposal and get this and that. And but he was like upfront in front of these guys that are his friends and they know him, they work close to him. And he was like, no, we're not going to do that because once you take their money, then you become slave to them. We're gonna move slowly. We're gonna create a strategy. We're gonna make sure that we have everything ready as a system to run, and then we are going to move on our own, right? So, sitting, sitting in the private meeting with him and hearing this, talking to his friends, he realized that this is not the guy to just talk about these things, but he actually practices what he says. That's why he has the confidence to say what he says, right? But his work ethics is crazy. He cares a lot about time, very little things that our people don't. He has meetings all the time. He's a very busy guy. I wonder how. That's why I think he's very thin actually in person. I guess he don't even sleep enough. And I actually asked him, I was like, so how do you take rest? You have all these kind of things. And he said, I always find a time to rest with my work. So when I work, I rest actually most of the time because I do what I love. And and yeah, and I asked him this question. This is not in the videos. I asked him this question. I was like, "What do you want to be remembered for?" I asked him that. What do you want to be remembered for one day? And he said that I want to be remembered for as a someone who saved, someone who serves. So his mentality, his mind, everything he does, it's service. Like I want to serve my countrymen. I want to serve my people, and he want to be remembered as someone who served. That's it. That's the only thing you want to be remembered for. So I thought that was really cool. And if I would point one thing that I learned from him, I think it's that service. That serve. And service like you serve and you do not expect anything in return. You just do your part and then yeah. So yeah, for that I'll just say that. Okay, is government only trying to get rid of their versatile and virile young generation? Man, those are very difficult vocabulary you're using. Them. I don't even understand what you're saying. But anyways, I think I might get an idea. Is that the case? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know, man. For me, I don't believe in giving up. I don't believe in backing down. But I have a sense of giving up that these politicians, they is really that the end solution to the unemployment problem in Africa? Send people away. That that's how far you thought. And I'm not just here to criticize and everything. At least they found solution, but that tells you how they think. That tells you how they think in their mind. That I'd rather send our people out to work for someone rather than solving our issues on our own. You can't do that and say that Africa for Africans. No, see, you're being hypocrite. It's very hypocritical, and it doesn't reflect your words. Yeah, we definitely need to work on decolonization of the mind. And there's a young man in Zimbabwe that came up with an intervention to draw power from radio waves. Every African nation should be behind him, giving him their support. Yeah, I think I saw this man, and I was trying to find him to actually have conversation with him. But most of the time, these people, when you find them, I mean, one guy even came up with that one technology about TV and all this stuff, creating cars and everything. But they got to him already because our politicians, they don't really stand behind them, and these people, they always find solutions somewhere else, outside of the continent. Guy Victor, I say, I think they are trying to colonize us indirectly. That's the policy behind, according my perception. So I don't stand with that. My brother. Okay, Guy Pai says, oh, um, Marit says, stay in Africa. There's so much work to be done in Africa. You know, let me tell you, there's Africans who wants to go abroad. All right, think about this. Look at the graphic. See how many foreigners are coming to Africa every single year. They're not coming for tourism. They're coming to find opportunity. It started with Vasco da Gama a long time ago. One person who came to explore this land, David Livingstone, and the next thing it was Berlin Conference, and Africa was divided like a piece of cake. Since then, they never stopped coming to the continent until today. Today, South Africa, they decided to live together because they can. They took the land, and now they are also South African. We can't do nothing about that. They're here living with us today. I have no problem with that. But the problem I have is seeing my people suffer in their own land, and they can't do nothing about it. And our government that we democratically elect them, they do nothing but sending our people away again. Oh man, everything about this is wrong. Yeah, YouTube hide this live stream for me again for 31 minutes. Nice. Yeah, I know that, man. I know that. They always do that. It's crazy how much crops are being imported in Europe from all different countries in Africa. And on the other side, raise funds to fight hunger in Africa. It's messed up. Marit, okay, this is my sister in the Netherlands. She's actually not African. She's there and she's seeing how many crops are being imported or exported from Africa going to Europe. And in Africa, you have Africans who are dying because of hunger. And yeah, okay. If you take care of your own issue, build infrastructure, etc., you will also automatically benefit the world through trade. We'll see a boost. Absolutely. Agree with you. Look at that, guys. This comment come from a European, my sister from the Netherlands, who has been with us from the start. I know some of you, when you see, just the white person in the picture, already offended that get out of here. This is not your place. But listen to this. This is the truth of what is happening. Listen to it. Not only that, that's why I posted on Twitter one day. I said, Africa has never been poor. Africa is not poor. Africa will never be poor, and Africans are not poor. The only poor thing in Africa is leadership, because um, we are built to believe that we are poor. We can't do anything by ourselves. We need a savior, a white savior to come to save us, and now is Asian savior to save us, to build our own place for ourselves, and now to send our people to them to work for the masters. We have built ourselves to believe that. And so we have this mindset of needing help, needing support, asking for help, asking for support. While at the same time, we send our people away from the continent, and we have a brain drain in our continent. At the same time, we send many crops, we export them to Europe, to everywhere across the nation, and yet we have our people dying in the continent. We import rice, we import all this food while we have our farmers who are growing, who are farming endlessly every single day. We kill these kind of markets. We kill the job opportunities because we import everything. We import sugar, we import this and that. Well, we have sugar cane. We can grow here. We can provide for our people first and export outside. We need to have sufficient food for our people before we start exporting outside. Trade is a good thing to do, but you must take care of your own people. It's nothing if your people are dying because of hunger and you're trading everywhere else, you're feeding the rest of the world and your people are dying. That's what Africa is doing. And now there's brain drain everywhere. Jeez. Godwin Koroma, appreciate this guy. So artificial intelligence AI is coming. No, it's not coming. It's here already. We better give our young people the proper education that would make them serve their countries well, rather running after constantly devalued cash that would. I'm telling you the truth, man. It's already here. And let me tell you this, the plan of artificial intelligence. If you guys don't know, I know most of you know, but for those who do not know, let me tell you this. Artificial intelligence, this is what it means, that your job will be taken by the robot. Those Africans that you send them outside to work for the colonial masters, most of the work that they're gonna work are simple and little works that they're not even being paid well of. Because most of the complicated jobs, most of the best jobs, AI is dealing with it. So it's taking the jobs away from your people so that we'll have nothing to do with your population. Why do we need you for? If all the job that you can do, actual robot can do better than you, can do faster than you, what do we need you for? That you can go to a point of depopulation of the world and of Africa. We all know this agenda. I cannot go deep into this because I'm here on YouTube. They might block me right now and stop this live stream. So I ain't gonna go there. But artificial intelligence agenda behind it, it's very, very, very bad. Very bad. And the sad thing, we're already here right now. We're here already. How are we gonna catch up with the rest of the world? Definitely, education, infrastructure, and research, like Ibrahim pointed out, Africa can refine and manufacture their own resources. Absolutely, 100%. It's written in Amharic. All right. Tell me the meaning of that. I'd love to say that. I wish I can pronounce that. Getting a lot of calls today. I don't know why every time when I start this. Okay, guys, just give me a second. This is my family calling. I need to pick this up. Hey, Jose. Sabe. Go ahead. All right, guys. Always family comes first. That was my family. I had talked to them. Okay, welcome. I have my sister here, Renee Black. Welcome to the membership. I appreciate you joining the membership, guys. If you can join membership as well. As the way you support actually what we do. So I appreciate for coming and becoming a member. Appreciate for all the support and everything you do. I love it. Thank you so much. That's the family right there. Reggie say appreciate, guys. Let's appreciate Renee Black. All right. These people who are taking actually extra mile to be a living example. I don't take it for granted. Becoming a member is very simple, guys. You can just click the place called join and become a member. And in that sense, that means you support us monthly. And yeah, and you're able to run this stuff. All right. So you are ending this year very well. Renee Black. Appreciate it. Thank you. And there's different categories. You can actually join as a distant cousin, DC. You can join as a close cousin. You can join as you have even a partner, and all of these they have. You start from $2.99, $4.99. I think it's $9.99, all the way to $99.99. So you can join monthly and support what we do. Um, right. The people can accomplish a lot if we could just get the politicians out of the way. Oh yeah, we need to get down into business. Um, and the poor leadership is driving people away. Africans need to support Africans in unity is power. And that's why I think the season that we're about to enter, 2024, it has to be the time that Africans are no longer going to look up to the politicians, but we need to look, how can I say, horizontally. Let's not look vertically. No, let's look horizontally. That means I look at my fellow Africans, neighbors. What do they do? How can I support them? How can I grow this community? How can I provide to this community? If I look vertically, I have no difference with capitalism because capitalism is started with human slavery. That's how capitalism started, actually, with slavery back in the days. You always look at, taking advantage of. few people and benefiting yourself, accumulating a lot for yourself, and just misusing and um, taking everybody's energy. For example, money, when you look at the people of money, if you see how they make money, you'll be really disappointed that we work our ass off to just find the money and somebody just print it and manage it to either provide a lot or just to reduce a little bit deflation or inflation anytime they decide to do that. All right, they decide that when you see money is the sweat, blood, and tears of a lot of Africans out there or a lot of human beings out there. And most of us, we have that mindset, we have that mindset to create our own empire and to become capitalists, to use our people's energy and everything to just give them a little piece of paper. We don't look at the bigger picture. How can we transform our communities? How can we make a life better in our communities, in our streets, with our people? We don't look at that. So I want to challenge you guys. If you have an idea to start a business in Africa, rather than anything, apart from just creating a profit and everything, how can you actually grow this community that we have our people? How can you create job opportunities? How can you build factories and all these places that will give job opportunities to our people, and our people will practice their skills, their knowledge, their understanding, in these places instead of just consuming, and leave our people with nothing. And that's what is happening. I think it's a bad move. They shouldn't send people anywhere. Renee Black. The thing is, look at the wave like now. Okay, a lot of diaspora African descendants are coming back to the continent because this is the main problem. This is the main reason. Most of them, they come back home because they want to reconnect with their ancestral home. They want to reconnect with their home because most of them, they came to a point of realization that this is not our home. Wherever they are outside of Africa, they say, okay, our roots are in Africa. I'm going to go back home to reconnect with the country. So the problem with the continent, let me talk to African descendants. So the problem with the continent right now, most of the countries, they don't look at you as their people. The system right here, when they look at you, diaspora, they look at you as investors. That's why it's expensive to move to the country. It's expensive to move to the continent because our continent is still looking at you as a money laundry, not money laundry, as a vending machine, looking at you as investors. When we look at you, even the government look at you as investors. So when you come here, you'll find out if you want to own home or own land, you need to have like 100,000 US dollars to be able to own land or to start your business or whatever. Some places, I don't say everywhere. Some other places, very easy to do it. I think in Rwanda, it's very easy. But most of the countries like that because we don't look at you as our people. We look at you as investors. You see, so that has everything to do with this mindset that a lot of Africans, they want to go to abroad to work. When they see abroad, they see work opportunities. When they see Africa, they see as a poor land to run away. And our governments, our people, they see as African descendants as investors, as a vending machine. All right, that when you come, I'm just thinking of the ways how to rip you off. So this is something software that has been implemented in our mind for so long, and part of it we have a part to be blamed, and part of it you guys also have a part to be blamed as well, because most of them when they come here in Africa, most of them they act that way. They start a business and they just find local few Africans to work for them. So you will have a master who looks like them, and most of Africans will, when you ask local Africans, they say, man, those African descendants are actually worse when you work for them than white people. You'd rather work for white people than your own people. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you things that I read, that I spoke to my people, and I hear that from them. You see, for me, I've never worked with them. I mean, I don't want to go deep to that because I've been close to one guy and I've seen that as well. So I can witness that as one of the person that experienced that as well, that I came front as a person that willing to help and willing to support my brother and everything. But I came, at the end of the day, I was accused as well of the same thing. Well, I did nothing wrong. I don't want to go deep into that because it's a very sensitive topic. Anyways, but so we have that issue, and when I meet up with African descendants, most of their complaint is that we see, when it comes to the continent, people, they just look for money to us. They're selling to us things not with local money, but they're selling us with US dollars. It's because that's the mindset how it's been. That's how for a long time Your people that have been coming here, our people that have been coming here have been acting that way. So changing that mentality, it's gonna take a lot. Well, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take for African descendants to partner with local people and to actually work together. Actually work together. Work together. But what is happening a lot of time, African descendants, when they come home, they look to other African descendants and partner with them as long as they just live here for a long time. They can trust them more than even local people. And that is where this barrier and this limit is being created, and we cannot operate together. So it's the only way forward is to work together with the local people, to be together, to learn the language, and to work hand in hand, like what we're doing right now. We need to work together like that. Otherwise, we're not going to solve these issues. If you work with me, if you work with African descendant, if we go to buy something else, whatever it is, you're not going to buy in dollar because I am there. I'm going to make sure you buy with the local price in the place. That's what I'm going to make sure. And in the process, you're learning. In the process, you're learning language, you understand how things work. And at the end of the day, we're going to bridge this gap. Our people to understand that these are actually our people who were taking a long time ago. They're going to come to realize that, and it's going to take a time. It's going to take a time. It's going to take a long way to get there. But we need to be willing to sacrifice. We need to be willing to take risk in order to get there. All right. Yeah, or become a Patreon. Guys, you can become a Patreon. You have a link in the comment section. In the description, you can actually you can donate through PayPal. The link is in the comment section. You can become a member, all this stuff. People have to realize copying up the devil's breadcrumbs will never amount to the bread of life. Absolutely. 1,000%. Yeah. So my passion and my heart is there actually, because our mission is to defend the image of Africa, to bring back all the heritage of Africa, including the African descendants of the continent, and then to bridge the gap. To decolonize the mind through authentic knowledge and bridge the gap through oneness and peaceful Africa. So bridge the gap. What gap? Between the one country, African diasporas, and 54 countries in Africa, because I believe Africa is one a big family of 55 different children, 54 countries in Africa, and one African descendant. So it is. I was just talking to one African descendant who moved here, Tanzania today. We were on a phone for 1 hour, you know, and she was telling me, she gave me a lot of good compliments about my people here in the continent, in Tanzania. Say, hey, these people, man, I've never seen people who work hard like this. Man, I felt really nice. But some people, they believe something else, but she said, I have Tanzanians working really hard. I have this one lady that she's helping me out with the work in the house. She does really amazing, and always I give her tips, because of the work that she does. She works really hard. She tries her best, and she said, "Man, I never. She's been here for 1 month and a half. So I never met people who are working really hard like Tanzanians." And I felt really nice. And also, she share her negative sides. But I've seen, the customer service is nonsense here. You go to the restaurant, you stay for 40 minutes waiting for food. And it's true, because when you order, they actually start making here. When you order, they start making. So food, you need to expect like 1 hour to come. So when you go to order somewhere, just know that you're gonna wait for 40 minutes to 1 hour here in Tanzania. So go with your book, go with everything, and just study there. And if just do that. That's the easy way to copy with that. You can either sit back and start complaining that it's taking 1 hour, but that's how it is. So just make sure that you know how to use that 1 hour when you go there. When they will tell you we'll bring you food in 15 minutes, don't believe that. The food will come after 1 hour. Keep that in your mind. All right. So in that 1 hour, read your book or do your work so that you may not be frustrated. You can either choose to be frustrated or you can choose not to be frustrated. Because I hate when our people come and start complaining about this and that and that. That's how it is. That's how things are running. You can either complain about it or you can either change. Changing is you starting your own restaurant, starting your own cafe, or starting your own business and set that standard so that other people will come and learn, and you will train those people working there to do actually to work there. That's one of the things that I'm really disappointed with so many services here. That's why one of my dreams is to start a cafe, because I want to provide the quality service that I've never seen in Tanzania, I've never seen in Africa yet. I want to provide that because most of the places like this where I am right now are owned by Indians, by Arabs. They own it, but not local people. And I want to change that. In 2024, I'm gonna change that. It's just a matter of time, right? So you can choose. You can choose either to complain or to be part of the solution. But continent, it's not that easy, and the continent is not just gonna accept and embrace you easily. No, you need to prove yourself. That's how it is. You need to prove yourself. Even me myself, if I ran away from home for like 9 years, 10 years, I was away. Coming back here is not easy for me to merge here, for me to fit in here. I need to take some time. I need to do. Even me, I was born here, but I left for 9 years, and when I came back, I struggled with a lot of things. I'm still struggling with things right now, but I know what I'm here for, and I know what I'm gonna do. Right. So yeah, and one thing that I'll talk to African descendants, you need to have a leap of faith in the local Africans. You cannot come back to the continent and expect to prosper by isolating yourself from the local Africans. Trust me, what are you going to do your work for? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for your fellow African descendants? Or are you going to do it for the continent and for the people in the continent? If you're going to do that, you have no other choice than collaborating, partnering, and working with them. Otherwise, you're just going to create another America in the continent, or another Canada in the continent, or another little China in the continent. That's what you're going to do. Are you going to do that, or you want to improve the lives of the people? If you want to do that, if you want to be a solution to the problems that we have in Africa, just know that when you come to Africa, we have problems just like anywhere else. So you either choose to come here, isolate yourself from your people, or you choose to merge with your people with all the shorts. As much as you see all these problems and issues, that means you are the solution. They also see that in you. You have to know that. If you want to find problems in Africa, you'll see them because they are everywhere. If I want to find problem in the United States and Canada, they are everywhere. I'll see them. But you have to come here, um, understanding that you're coming to university. Africa is a university where you're going to learn, where you're going to see a lot of opportunities. Opportunities, not problem, but opportunities that you're going to bring about a solution with the people, local people. So if you don't like how blacks are being treated outside of the continent, or when they work for Indians or Arabs or other, if you don't like how they're being treated, then you have to create something and treat them better. It's easy like that. So Africans, they're gonna come to work for you or work with you. At least that's how I want to run my things. I want to work with people, not people working for me. Horizontal movement. I love that. I love that. Yes, Renee Black, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's the best thing you could ever do. Learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can, and learn as much as you can. And let me tell you this: don't even listen to other African descendants and their opinion about the continent. Don't, because it will mess you up, or it will give you high expectations, and you'll be disappointed. So when you come here, come as if you do not know anything. Just learn things by yourself. Yeah, learn, but do not take everything, you know, as the ultimate truth. No, come and learn for yourself. Experience it for yourself. Don't listen to other people. Don't even listen to me. At least listen to this, what I'm saying. Come and experience for yourself. Because the same place, somebody will be frustrated, and the same place, people are living a happy life. Because it's all about our perception. You see a problem, or you see an opportunity. Perception. And a lot of us were messed up with our perception and everything. I love that. I love that. Renee, I love that. She says, when it comes to us, we need to come with solutions and not arrogance. And to be very honest with you, Renee, there's a very fine line between coming with solution and arrogance. And I like that you use all these two words, because when a lot of African descendants, yes, they come with solutions to problems. And the same time, it brings about arrogance. But hey, a language that I hate to hear, that I'm just here to help you. I'm coming here to help you. No, did we ask for help? No, we did it. That is something in your subconsciousness to make yourself feel good that I'm helping Africans. We don't need help. Like, you need to cut down that arrogance that Africa does not need your help. If you come with that, that is arrogance. And Africa is going to reject you because that arrogance will be portrayed on how you treat those people. That I'm just here to help you. Why don't you do this? I'm paying you money? Why don't you do that? No, no, we're not asking for help. The continent is not asking for help. Politicians are asking for help, but Africans, we don't need that. So you can either, when you go around the street and if you're Muzungus, Africans will come and ask for money, that, hey, can you help me? Can you support me? Can you help me? That. Don't pay attention to that. Always think of what do these people need, not want. What do they need? Right? And you as well, what do you need? So if you come with the mindset of helping, you're removing yourself from the equation and you're putting those people in the equation. So that gives you courage and gives you confidence to be arrogant because you remove yourself out of the equation. But you must think both ways. What do they need? What do I need out of this? All right. So if you come with that mindset, then you come up with the solution not to help people. No, you come up with the solution to actually be a solution, be a problem solver without having that arrogance. That I'm here to build a community that I will live in. The community not for them, but for me as well. You understand that? Not removing yourself out of the equation. That's why you see that, if you remove yourself out of the equation, you see that, yes, you have a company you're running and your people are living awful life and you're living better life because you see yourself outside of that equation. But you need to plug yourself in that I am one with you and let's figure out this thing together. Okay, how are we going to improve this community? Because I am in this community as well. All right, how am I going to do? Because I am in this. I'm not here to help you. We're here to help each other. Trust me, no matter how much money you have, but you have something to learn from these people. And no matter how much money they have or they do not have, they have something to learn from you. We learn from each other. We mentor each other. You might be strong. You might have strength in a certain type of way, and I might be strong in a certain type of way. And most of richness in Africa's people is actually our hearts, which is most of people from the outside, they don't have that. They don't have that. But you'll never find good people in heart like Africans. I'm not just saying this because I'm African, man. I'll tell you this truth, man. You see how Africans are treating other people. They treat other people better than their own people. That is this. Because of how we were raised, take care of the guests and newcomers. So absolutely. Must come together. There is no other solution. There's no other choice. There's no other choice. I will always be against creating diaspora centers in the continent or cities in the continent. I don't see the positive impact that it will bring to the continent. If I come in the continent and you find these diaspora town, you find like African Americans are living in this place, they have all these places and they are by themselves. It has no problem, it has no difference with, you come here and you find white people living in these places and we even call Uhindini is where only Indians live, or Uzunguni where people with money, where Zungu lives. It's very wrong in all kind of ways. I want to see African descendants come home and interact with people. If you're going to create those centers, not only for you, the local people must live there with you. You know what I'm saying? You say, we don't like these issues that are happening. Yeah, if you're coming to the continent, be ready. If you're gonna be scammed, be scammed as well, because not only in the continent people are being scammed, even in your country people are being scammed. Would you rather for someone grab your phone and run away with it, or someone scam your account that have like a couple millions of dollars? You choose, because in your country that's what happened. In my country, that's what is happening. Because what will happen? It's happened everywhere. It's happened everywhere. Don't some people they make it seem like in Africa is always problems happening in Africa. No. I shared a video today. Let me share with you this video. So funny. So funny. Let me share this video with you guys. This is short. I share not so long ago. But let me show you what happened. This guy, I love this guy how he responded to this question. This guy. Okay, let me share with you guys. I'm gonna share with you this one. I wrote as the best response ever. Listen to
Is
this.
it true that people in Africa are poor? Hey, sorry, I'm talking to you.
Sorry, do you have £10 there, please? Could you lend me £10?
Oh, no, I don't have money.
Oh, you don't have money?
No.
And you are busy looking for poor people.
Oh, well.
Come on, eh? Do you see that? So this black guy is just walking around. I don't know if this is the US or UK. Let me listen to the accent again.
Question.
Oh, yes.
Is it true that people in Africa are poor?
This is not US.
Hey, sorry, I'm talking to you.
Sorry, do you have £10 there, please? Could you lend me £10?
Oh, no, I don't have money.
Oh, you don't have money?
No.
And you are busy looking for poor people.
Oh, well.
Her response is crazy. Her response is crazy. So you see that people always make it seem like Africa is a place with a lot of problems. Let me share this video with you. Go and watch this video and share with some other people. Let them know what is happening in Africa. But every problem in Africa, it's everywhere else. I'll tell you the truth. Just the magnitude of these problems are different. You're asking if African people are poor and you don't have £10 to give it to him. I think he was thinking that he's gonna ask him, oh man, this guy, that's why I say Africans are the most brilliant people. This guy's like, you know what? Let me get out of here. What kind of question are you asking me? And this lady, she's poor in her mind, and that's the worst thing you could ever find. So I hate mentality of helping, and you don't help someone for nothing. You actually help someone because you also need something from that person. If you come here, you build a restaurant, and you say, "I'm helping these people who are working here." No, they're helping you to run your company. So you see that mentality. It's arrogance mentality because when you think you're helping someone, they're actually helping you because you cannot do anything without them. You understand that? And the matter of fact is, they can do something without you because before you got there, they were actually leaving. But you cannot do anything in the continent without needing the people here in the continent to do something for you, whether you are African or whatever. So this mentality of helping, this is where it leaves. People, they're working for you because they don't have any other option but working for you. I think that's the case, but they were leaving before you got here. So we need to reconcile that and remove this mindset of I'm helping them. If you think you're helping them, then you must think that they're helping you as well. And then we work together. I've always knew you have it in you to do what you're doing without your heart is always in the right place. I appreciate Jahmala. I appreciate that. Oh, you create a win-win. Exactly. That's the mindset. We need to work with our people. You're not helping me. I'm not helping you. We're helping each other. I argue all to watch Nancy Inserberg lecture called White Trash. Yeah, please watch it, guys. Knowledge is power. A leader should provide work in its own country. Life spice journey. Absolutely. You do not qualify to be called a leader if you send your people away from your country to find a job somewhere else. For me, no. No, because you are called to be a leader of your own country and you need to find solution in your country for your people to work in your country. And if they want to go abroad, yeah, let them go. But don't find cheap solution for them to go outside. You know, it feels like you. Oh, let me drink this coffee a little bit. I got my coffee here. You see, so you need to do that honestly. He should build. They should be building up their country so they don't have to leave and be mistreated and have to leave their family and home. All right. So guys, I've been reading your comments and everything, but I want to share my opinion about this. Right, we've seen Malawi sending people to Israel. Kenya is going to send 10,000 people to abroad next year. You know, Ethiopia the same thing, and so many other African countries. It's happening. But my problem is this: I shared before, but I want to wrap it up and just share this recap so you guys can get actually my idea what I'm trying to say. My problem with this is this: that this is how slave trade happened in the past. Colonizers came and asked for people to go there abroad. We actually sold them away. Some of our ancestors sold them because they just wanted the money and everything. So they sold them. They went there, and it turned out to be slaves. And until today, people are still struggling, and we have our people all over the world doing that, right? So to be honest, in my opinion, I don't see the difference with that because today the two questions to ask ourselves are these governments, these foreign governments, asked for this very question to us? Did they ask for human resources to go there, or our governments are the ones that are asking to bring our people there? This is the question to be asked ourselves, because if you have answers to these questions, then I think the approach will be different. If this foreign government requested for people to go there, then you should ask yourself this question: why do they need Africans to go and to work for their countries? Because we know unemployment is not just the issue in Africa, it's the problem in their countries as well. But why going all the way to another continent, asking for the people to come to work for you? That's in one side. Another side, did our government actually requested these foreign governments to bring our people there? If that is the case, then the other question comes is this: why our governments have a decency to ask for them to request for our people to go there, rather than creating opportunities in our countries for our people to work here in the continent? Because mind you, these people that are being brought to those countries are not ignorant. They're skillful people. They have ability. They have brain. They're not tabula rasa people. No, you cannot go there if you don't speak the language. You cannot go there if you don't have expertise in these areas. So why taking the brain of Africa, going to work for the master outside there? Why doing that rather than creating opportunity for our people to work in the continent here? It's a good question to ask. So if you ask yourself these questions, you realize that we cannot take this thing lightly, because we need to think critically. This is what I'm saying. Politicians are good at talking. They're good at coming with plans. They're good at doing that because politicians are worried about the next election. Leaders are worrying about the next generation. So if you think about the root cause analysis of this and where it's going, you find out that it's not good for the next generation, because most of our people are going to work there. We have evidence of our people being mistreated and being killed outside of the continent, being mistreated by the police, being mistreated by their masters. We have kids trafficking. A lot of kids are being taken away. We have a lot of people who are moving away from here and working in the houses in Saudi Arabia and so many other countries outside there, being mistreated all the time, being killed. We have that. So in the long run, I don't see a generation that will be able to find solution for itself, but I still see the same colonized mentality that for us, in order to break out from this shackle of poverty, from this shackle of underdevelopment, we need to go to work for the masses, for the colonists, to find a better life for ourselves. I still it doesn't solve the problem of colonized mentality, but rather it just add the problem with this mentality that I need to go outside to find a better opportunity. We have a better opportunity in the continent, but we don't think about it. It doesn't solve the solution. It actually creates the solution. So regardless whether these people are getting money or not getting paid or not, it doesn't matter. But what matters is What kind of society are we creating? What kind of mindset are we creating for our people? Today, you have a lot of Kenyans, a lot of South Africans, a lot of just working to find opportunities to work for someone else out there, but not working to create, to be entrepreneurs, to create their own companies in the continent and solve the issue, the problem with unemployment. Sometimes you need to deal with your own problem in order for you to find a solution. You don't need to walk away. No, you need to stay right there and try to find solution. So my opinion on this, I'm totally against it. And intentions are not good for this. You can't tell me that. Do you know how many Africans? Do you know how many Kenyans will be given job? Do you know how many Malawians have been given job? I don't care about how many Malawians have been given job. These people, they were leaving even when they did not have a job. What I care is mentality. What kind of minds are we creating for our people? So we should always look to the west, look to the north, look to the south. We should always look to that, and we do not look deep inside. That's the problem I have. Our mission is to decolonize the mind, and I do not see this move decolonizing our minds. I don't see. I don't see it. Whatever that these people are going to work outside there, you can create that in your country for them to work in your country. What are they going to work there for? If they're going to work at the airport, we have a lot of airports. Actually, build other airports in every city. As a government, build that and bring those people to work there. If they're going to work in the factories in China, build factories here, industrialize your continent, and bring those people right there to work in the factories here in the continent. If they're going to work in the hospitals, build hospitals here. We need a lot of doctors in the hospitals. If they're going to work in the schools to teach English, because we have a lot of South African teaching English abroad, especially in Asia, in China, in Japan, in South Korea. They recognize South Africa as the only English-speaking country in Africa, and they teach English there. Why don't they teach English here in our schools? Why don't you build schools for them to teach here? Why? That's the thing. That's the problem I have with that. We are taking shortcuts instead of taking long cuts. Shortcuts are always, even fast food. It's not good for your health. That's why it's fast food. Whatever, anything that is fast, it's quick, shortcut. It's not good. I would rather take long cuts. That's why we don't receive any aids or whatever from non-Africans. We don't even ask for it because it's a shortcut. The easiest way to kill your vision, to get somebody's money. The shortest way to kill your vision. You always should take a long cut, because in the process you're learning, in the process you're growing. Then the results, it's gonna be amazing. All right. So yeah, I'm totally against that. And I understand for those, I read a lot of comments of people that are actually not opposing it. They're agreeing with that, and I have no problem with you guys. But this is my opinion. And yeah. And whatever your opinion you have, it's okay, you can have it. So it's a free world. Oh, Jamhala, you said something really important. Say we are not solution-driven people. Our solutions are always solved with Jesus or Muhammad. I love that. I love that. I love that so much. And this comes from someone who loves Jesus so much. I love that. Most of our people are not solution-driven people. I've witnessed my friend being mistreated because they're working for Indians, or they're working for white men, or they're working for that. They're willing to be mistreated because at the end of the month they get their salary, and it's slightly better than when you work for other black person. They're willing to be mistreated, however, to just get their check at the end of the month. I worked for someone for 9 months and I walked away because I was not treated good. And as a result, I started this platform. And today we are talking about this. I walked away from the money I walk away from the bonuses. I walk away from the visa. I walk away from the insurances, all of them, just to start something on my own that I created nothing, zero, literally zero. And I struggled a lot to build this thing. So if we cannot decide to be solution-based people, come up with the solutions, then we're not gonna see the change we need. Let me read the final questions and then I'll get out of here, guys. I'm not talking about any other place. A solution for Africa to build institution like Mika suggested is through education. Absolutely. School fees in Africa for every youth are unaffordable for many. Okay, that's true. You know, in some of the countries actually decided to give free education for primary and secondary school. But the thing is, it's not quality education. So a lot of parents, they end up sending their kids to private schools. But in one country that they've done slightly better, it's Kenya. Kenya, most of private schools are being closed because government schools are doing pretty well. So I think that's a good example we could take when we look at Africa. If it's a public school, if you're going to remove the school fees, then at least make your education better, you know. And yeah, yeah. And the best way, the best thing that you could do, African descendants, if you come in the continent, you know, plug yourself in, you know, the schools and teach our people, teach our kids, not Western culture, um, about ABC and about alphabet and about LGBTQ and all those norms and traditions that are non-African, things that actually just teach them how this world works and helping our people, to really think critically, it's very important. That's why I love, visiting universities and talk to youth there because I really wish we can impact them, in the capacity of thinking and all the stuff. And we have this platform as well to train our people. So yeah. Anyways, guys, so I appreciate for you guys joining me here today. I think I'll call it a day for today. Happy New Year, everybody. We have one day remain, and this is the year of excellence. I want you guys to remember that. This is the year of excellence. So in everything, we're going to really focus on the excellence of our work, excellence of our ideas, excellence of everything. So I want to encourage you guys as well to not just to do things, but do it in an excellent way. So if you support us excellently. That's the word. And that's one of the ways to mute all those noises talking about Africans, that Africans are lazy, Africans, they do not take things serious, they're not whatever. We need to put on effort and to, really do things excellently. So I think this coming year is going to be a pretty good year. And personally, I have my personal visions and goals, and we have visions and goals for this channel as well, for Swahili Nation, One Africa. So you guys stick by us, and God bless you. Happy New Year, everybody. Keep standing with us. We have a lot of plans ahead of us, and we can't really achieve them or do anything without your support, guys. So stand with us. It's very important. We need your support. All right, guys. Let me just bless you. God, I thank you for 2023. You blessed us with this family, and our family has been growing day by day. I just pray for your amazing peace, love, and kindness. Protect our people and be with them. For those who are spending time with their families, with their loved ones, for those who wants to come to the continent and start a new life, God, I pray that you be with them. Most importantly, help us to cross over 2023 with strength so that we may keep building this continent for our people, for the best of our people. God, I thank you for choosing us and thank you for using us. Give you glory and honor and praise. In precious name, Christ, I pray. Amen. Amen. Guys, thank you. I had a birthday yesterday. Wow. Renee, happy birthday. My birthday is on January 5th. So me and you were both winter babies. Yeah, so happy birthday. And yeah, happy birthday, everybody. My birthday is coming up on January 5th. I don't know how I'm gonna spend, but I'm turning 31. I'm getting old. But yeah, guys, I love you all. Thank you for your love and support. Keep standing with us. Keep supporting us. And I'm gonna keep being there for you guys. All right. I love you guys. Bye bye.